What if I told you the man who basically built the modern electrical world? The reason your house has power, the reason cities glow at night, died alone, broke, forgotten. Yeah, this isn't a movie plot. This is the real story of Nikola Tesla. And trust me, it's wild. Before we dive in, understand this. Tesla wasn't just smart. He wasn't just a good inventor. The guy was operating on a completely different mental level. He could visualize entire machines in his head, spin them, test them, fix them, without touching a single tool. No sketches, no prototypes, just pure brainpower. Now let's rewind. A small village called Smiljan, at the time part of the Austrian Empire. Tesla was born during a thunderstorm. Legend says lightning struck as he was being born. The midwife called it a bad omen. His mother said, "No, he will be a child of light." And honestly, that sounds dramatic. But it fits. Tesla grew up fascinated by electricity. His mother was incredibly inventive herself. She built household tools from scratch. That's probably where he got it from. But Tesla wasn't normal. He had intense mental visions, photographic memory, extreme focus, and also serious OCD tendencies. He hated pearls, refused to shake hands, counted his steps obsessively, loved the number 3. Brilliant? Absolutely. Socially normal? Not even close. Fast forward. Tesla studies engineering in Europe. He becomes obsessed with alternating current, AC electricity. At the time, most power systems were using direct current. DC-DC worked. But it had a huge problem. It couldn't travel long distances efficiently. Tesla knew AC was better, more efficient, more scalable, more powerful. But no one was listening. So in 1884, Tesla moves to America. With almost no money, just a letter of recommendation, and big dreams. He ends up working for Thomas Edison, yeah. That Edison, the Wizard of Menlo Park. At first, Tesla admired him. But things got messy, fast. Edison was all about DC power. Tesla believed in AC. They clashed constantly. There's a famous story. Edison allegedly promised Tesla $50,000 if he improved his DC generators. Tesla did it. When he asked for payment, Edison supposedly laughed and said, "You don't understand American humor." Tesla quit immediately. That was the start of one of the biggest tech rivalries in history. It became known as the War of Currents. Edison started a full campaign against AC public fear tactics, electrocuting animals in demonstrations, trying to prove AC was dangerous. Meanwhile, Tesla partnered with George Westinghouse. Westinghouse believed in AC. And together, they changed everything. In 1893, the Chicago World's Fair lit up using Tesla's AC system. Millions of people saw electric lights powered safely and efficiently. Game over, LC won. Then came the real flex, Niagara Falls. Tesla's AC system was used to harness hydroelectric power and transmit electricity miles away. For the first time ever. That moment, that's when the modern electrical grid was born. The world literally runs on Tesla's ideas. But here's the twist. Even though AC won, Tesla didn't. He sold many of his patents, tore up royalty contracts to save Westinghouse's company. He could have been insanely rich. Instead, he chose principle over profit. And that decision would haunt him. Tesla wasn't thinking about money. He was thinking about the future. Wireless power, free energy, global communication systems. He wanted to transmit electricity through the air. No wires, no limits. Sounds crazy? Maybe. But he wasn't bluffing. He built the Wardenclyffe Tower in New York. A massive structure meant to send wireless energy worldwide. Investors were interested at first, including J.P. Morgan. But when Morgan realized Tesla's idea meant free electricity, no meters, no billing, no profit model, funding disappeared. Wardenclyffe was abandoned, eventually demolished. And that was the turning point. Tesla started losing financial support. His ideas became more ambitious, some say unrealistic. He talked about death rays, wireless global signals, Earth resonance energy systems. The public started seeing him as eccentric, then unstable. Meanwhile, Edison became a legend. Tesla became a footnote. By the 1920s and 30s, Tesla was living in hotels, racking up unpaid bills, feeding pigeons in the park daily. He said he loved one white pigeon like a person, that she understood him. It sounds sad, because it was. In 1943, Nikola Tesla was found dead in a New York hotel room. Alone, age 86, no fortune, no empire, just stacks of papers and unfinished ideas. After his death, the U.S. government seized many of his documents, which only fueled conspiracy theories later. But here's the real story. Tesla wasn't just ahead of his time, he was light years ahead. Radio, remote control, X-rays, wireless transmission, modern power grids, even early robotics, concepts. He touched all of it. And today, the irony is wild. One of the biggest electric car companies in the world is named after him. Tesla, Inc., the man who died broke, now symbolizes innovation, power, the future. But here's the question. Was Tesla a misunderstood genius? Or a dreamer who flew too close to the sun? Maybe both. One thing is certain. Without Nikola Tesla, the modern world would look very different. And maybe, just maybe, the real tragedy wasn't that he died broke. By the early 1900s, Nikola Tesla wasn't just an inventor. He was a walking mystery. Tall, thin, sharp suit, intense eyes, he spoke multiple languages, had perfect memory, and claimed he could receive ideas like signals from the universe. People didn't know whether to call him a genius or something else entirely. But here's the truth. Tesla's brain never slowed down. While others were thinking about wires and switches, he was thinking about global wireless communication. Years before Wi-Fi, years before smartphones, years before satellites. He imagined a world where information could travel instantly across the planet. Sound familiar? That's basically the internet. And he was talking about it in 1900. Let that sink in. Tesla convinced powerful banker J.P. Morgan to fund his biggest project ever, a massive transmission tower on Long Island. It was called Wardenclyffe. Officially, it was meant for wireless communication. But Tesla had a bigger plan. He wanted to transmit electricity through the Earth itself. Free power, anywhere. No wires, no limits. He believed the Earth could act like a conductor. He believed energy could travel globally. Investors liked the communication idea. But when Morgan realized Tesla's plan meant free electricity, no billing system, no profit control, that was it. Funding stopped. Construction halted. Tesla kept trying to find new investors. But the world was shifting. Another inventor was rising fast. Guglielmo Marconi successfully transmitted radio signals across the Atlantic. And guess what? He used several Tesla patents to do it. But Marconi got the credit, and eventually the Nobel Prize. Tesla ignored. Years later, the U.S. Supreme Court actually recognized Tesla's radio patents. But by then, it didn't matter. The spotlight was gone after Wardenclyffe collapsed. So did Tesla's finances. He stopped receiving major funding. Companies moved on. New inventors emerged. The industrial world became more corporate. Tesla wasn't built for corporate life. He wasn't chasing profits. He was chasing the future. But the future doesn't always pay rent. He moved from hotel to hotel in New York, unpaid bills piling up, managers letting him stay out of respect for his name. But the money? Gone. He grew more isolated, spent hours feeding pigeons in Bryant Park. He once said he loved one white pigeon more than anything. He claimed she visited him in his room, that when she died, a light brighter than anything he had ever seen filled the space. Was it loneliness? Was it imagination? Or was it just a brilliant mind slowly drifting away from reality? Hard to say. In his later years, Tesla claimed he invented a powerful defensive weapon, a particle beam weapon. The media called it a death ray. He said it could end all wars, because no country would dare attack another. Was it real? Some historians believe he had ideas about directed energy weapons. Others think it was exaggerated. But here's what made things more mysterious. When Tesla died in 1943, the U.S. government seized his documents. Officials reviewed his research. Some papers were classified. That decision fueled decades of conspiracy theories. Did he discover something revolutionary? Did governments hide it? Or was it just standard wartime protocol? No one knows for sure, but mystery sells. And Tesla became legend. When Tesla died, he had almost nothing. No major fortune, no massive company, no global empire, just ideas, stacks of papers, and a small group of believers who knew he was special. Meanwhile, his old rival, Thomas Edison, was celebrated worldwide. Statues, awards, recognition. History can be unfair. But here's where things get interesting. Decades later, the world caught up. Engineers studied his work again. Scientists realized how far ahead he was. His contributions to alternating current became undeniable. His work on induction motors became foundational. His experiments in wireless energy inspired future generations. And then, in 2003, a new electric car company was founded. Its name? Tesla, Incorporated. Named after the man who died broke, now worth billions. That's history's ultimate plot twist. Here's the truth. Nikola Tesla wasn't perfect. He struggled with money. He struggled socially. He chased massive dreams that investors couldn't understand. But without him, modern electricity wouldn't look the same. Sea power grids? Tesla. Hydroelectric systems? Tesla. Early radio concepts? Tesla. Remote control technology? Tesla demonstrated it in 1898. Robotics concepts? He talked about automated machines long before AI. The modern world runs on foundations he helped build. And yet, he walked alone. So what do we learn from Tesla? Genius doesn't guarantee success. Being right doesn't guarantee recognition. Sometimes the world rewards the businessman, not the visionary. But time reveals the truth. Today, Nikola Tesla is seen as one of the greatest inventors in human history. Schools teach his work. Engineers respect his brilliance. His name symbolizes innovation. And maybe that's a bigger victory than money. Because wealth fades. Companies rise and fall, but legacy lasts. Nikola Tesla didn't just invent machines. He helped power the future. And even though he died broke, the world he imagined, it's lighting up around you right now. Every time you flip a switch, remember the man who saw electricity not as a product, but as a gift to humanity. That was Nikola Tesla,